Hey guys, what's happening? This is John Cornetta. And I just want to take a moment here and introduce you to my friends Kyle and John. You guys are going to get a lot out of this webinar, man. These guys just rocking and rolling, and they're making things happen. You know, it's the difference between successful people and not successful people, just taking some action. So I'm going to let them get right into it. You guys have probably heard my voice long and loud enough over the years. So without further ado, this is Kyle and John.
Hey, thanks, John.
Hey, thanks, John. Appreciate it. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us this evening, wherever you are. Probably have quite a few people coming from different places all over the country and in a lot of cases the world. So we appreciate you taking the time to be on this. Can everybody hear us okay? Just want to make sure everybody can hear me.
Yeah, if you guys just want to type into the chat box or a question, just let us know that you can hear us. We normally don't get this right very
Yeah.
well very often because we're not that
Yeah.
techy. So, okay, there you go.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that everybody's good. Everybody can see my screen. Everybody can hear
Cool.
us.
Yep, lots of yeses. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Wow. We're starting off great.
Yeah, we're ahead of the game.
This
That we're
never
playing with house
happens.
money now. House money.
Yeah, we are. Nice. Well, unless you're a Broncos fan like I am and you bet with your heart and not your head, it's going to take me a bit to play with house money, but
Well,
webinar-wise, we're in good shape.
or if you happen to partner with somebody who's a Broncos fan and goes ahead and bets for you, then you're also not playing with house money.
Yes. It's a good thing we make $2,500 a day on Facebook, so because the old Broncos didn't come through. I think I'm going to stick to Facebook instead of gambling. I don't know that that's going to be my next profession. So
Or listen to your other buddy John. I think I said something to you.
I know, man. I saw that post. I said, write it down. It's going to happen. Seahawks are going to get killed. I honestly, in my heart, believe that. So, uh, and I'm not even drinking anymore. So there you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
craziness.
wild.
Good game, though. Yeah. So, but hey, guys, we'll jump into this. We'll try to go through it fairly quickly. Our webinars are a little different. We don't do a lot of these, and first and foremost, let me say that I really appreciate John having us on with y'all. I met John probably about a year ago now. When I say met, I mean internet marketing met, meaning that we've done business, we've met online, and the cool thing when I learned about John, everyone talked about what a list guy he was. He said, "Man, this guy is just unbelievable. Can generate all kind of clicks for us and things like that." And we hooked up, and so I was really excited to start doing business with him. And now we've kind of taken that next step, and so it's awesome to be on a webinar with him and with his people. So anybody that's on his list, I'm sure you guys know some of the ninja stuff that he does, and so hopefully we'll be able to bring some value to you guys that you can get something out of. So Kyle and I are really excited about being on this. We don't do a lot of these webinars. We do a few from time to time for friends of ours like John is. So every now and then we'll do some of this, and we kind of reveal some of the secrets that we feel like are very important with internet marketing, some of the things that have helped us to be pretty successful. So what we're going to talk about today is how to get basically how to profit on Facebook. And when we talk about how to profit on Facebook, we're going to go into a couple of different things. So the way our webinars go, it's about 97% content, which Kyle and I will get into, and then we give you an opportunity to work with us at the very end of the webinar. This is not a pitch fest. This is really sharing with you some of the things that we've learned in marketing and particularly online marketing with regards to Facebook and other things that we think you can take and leave this webinar and start to implement in your business and do really well. So just keep that in mind. So the way this webinar kind of starts out is a Mr. Miyagi kind of thing. It's a wax on, wax off, but as you'll see when we bring it all together, it's going to be really relative and good information for you. At least that's the feedback we've gotten on it. Only you can decide how good the information is for you. But anything to add, Kyle?
No, that's it, guys. We'll probably have a good time on here. Hopefully, you guys will learn a lot. And like John said, you'll actually see us dive into some of our campaigns live on a webinar and talk to some real people that are in our course and stuff. So you're going to get a lot out of this. Make sure you got a pen and paper because some of the things we go over, nobody's going to teach you this stuff. So we're going to throw it out there for free tonight and kind of show you and walk you through it. So make sure that you pay attention and stick around for that stuff.
Yeah, totally. And then at the very end, we'll give you an opportunity to work with us. And the other thing that we do is we'll take your questions and answers, and we'll stay on as long as it takes. So, we'll just stay here and we'll answer all the questions you have. So keep that in mind. But let's go through a little bit about what we're going to cover. Kyle and I are going to tell you a little bit about us, just give you some background so you know why you're listening to us. We're going to tell you a little bit about what we do, and we'll talk about the most important thing and how that applies to you, because we know that that's what you care about. We'll tell you a little bit about our program and kind of what we have going on, and then we're going to explain how we make just thousands of dollars per day profit on Facebook, and we'll take you through some of those campaigns. I have a phone call, the only phone call I'll ever get in my office.
I was going to say,
So,
who's even calling you?
yeah.
Who do you even know that's not on here?
It's a very, very, very long story. So anyway, I'm doing this webinar out of the Fairfield Inn in beautiful Scottsdale because my better half uses our house for patients, and I was kicked out of the home this evening. So anyway, I checked into the Fairfield Inn, and evidently they need to tell me something. So this is a live webinar, by the way.
We are live.
You know it's real. Yeah, we are live. So anyway, yeah, now we're going to tell you at the very end of this how you can work with us and have us pay for your traffic. So that's a program that we just started. I'm sure everybody's really excited about that. So we'll get into that a little bit. So kind of here's what we're going to talk about right now. We started doing this particular presentation a couple months ago. We did it live for a friend of ours, and people just loved it. And so we want to share this with you. And so we want you to kind of understand some things from a 10,000-foot level to be successful in the online marketplace. This is stuff people never tell you, but it's really the most important thing I think that Kyle and I have learned since we've been in the online world, which has been about 3.5 years. People, like I say, they just don't share this. They don't tell you about it. So what we're trying to do here is we're going to take the intimidation out of the traffic game for you. The traffic, when you're talking about traffic and in particular paid traffic, there's a lot of intimidation there because people don't want to lose money. That's what they think about. We're going to kind of turn that myth upside down and show you how you actually, how you can get free traffic, or what we call free traffic. So without that, Kyle's going to take you through some actual campaigns that we run as an affiliate, and they basically bring us in thousands of dollars of revenue a day. We'll show you how to set up a paid traffic campaign on Facebook. We'll take you step by step through that, and Kyle's going to give you like one in particular ninja Facebook trick that we use to make money on paid Facebook ads that nobody knows about. So we're going to show you about that. And this is, depends on what kind of stuff you run, but Kyle is going to share that with you. So let's talk about Kyle and I for a second, and I'll introduce him. But we own a company called Badass Media, and my name's John Tarr. You heard from Kyle earlier. He's my partner. And so, hey, Kyle, say hey.
Hey, guys, what's up?
That's the last time you hear from Kyle because I like to do most of the talking. So you'll be lucky to hear from him again. Every now and then I'll take a breath and he has to talk. Or my phone rings and no, I have to get it. Right?
Yeah.
But basically, here's our deal. We're partners. Kyle's the brains behind the operation. And in the last 12 months, we've spent over $10 million running paid traffic campaigns. That number tends to go up because as we continue to get more experience, we spend more money. And so our goal basically for the month of March is to spend close to, I think, 1.7 million, I think is what our goal is. Spend, Kyle, is that about right?
Yeah, it was just about 1.71, I believe.
Yeah, so there you go. So we spend a lot of money on paid traffic. So when we tell you this stuff, it's not because we're clairvoyant. It's because we're actually doing this every day. So we understand what kind of things happen and what's going on out there in the traffic world. So take this stuff to heart. This is not theory. This is the real deal. I don't know very many people that spend the kind of money that we do. There's a few of them out there, but you don't hear from a lot of them. And most of the gurus can't touch what we spend in paid traffic. And in fact, I know all those guys. I used to work for Ryan Dice, and Kyle and I are kind of the traffic gurus to the gurus. So when those guys need information, especially when it comes to Facebook, a lot of times they're reaching out to us. So basically, like we're showing you right here, our campaigns our goal for February is to generate over $1 million in profit from our campaigns. And those numbers are not really pie in the sky. That's really kind of the real deal. And you'll see why as we get through this. So there are 3 divisions to our business with Kyle and I. We have a media buying division, and that division's something that within the last 4 months or so, we've basically sold that. And when I say sold, I mean licensed. What media buying is you have a lot of different companies come in, and they want you to buy traffic for their offer. And Kyle and I have been buying traffic for offers for the last 2 years. That's how we got started. So if you have seen, if you're an online marketer and you know ClickBank, Kyle and I were responsible for about 5 of the top 10 products on ClickBank, running the traffic for those guys, for the product owners themselves. So one of the reasons that they're ranked so high is because Kyle and I were running their traffic. So there's been lots of different products we've worked on: dating niche, relationship niche, survival niche, fitness niche, a lot of those that we do business with. So that's one of our businesses. The second portion of our business is affiliate, what we call CPA traffic, what other people call CPA traffic. This is our absolute favorite. We run affiliate offers. We run them in the diet, fitness niche, the skin niche, those kind of things. And this is our favorite thing that we basically run. We make thousands of dollars utilizing someone else's product. We don't have a customer service team in place for these, anything like that. So that's really our favorite. And then the third portion, we have a coaching and a mastermind program that we work with. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, sort of at the end of this, but that's the third thing that we do. That's a lot of fun for us. It's pretty fulfilling for us as well. But you know, being able to teach people our techniques and have them profit and change their lives is pretty fulfilling. Kyle, you have anything to add to any of this so far?
No. So far you've gotten everything correct. Did you just need a drink right there, or take a quick breath? I think John went through. What is that SUDS training, the Navy SEALs training? Not to actually go into military, but he went through it so he could figure out how to hold his breath for like 12 minutes, so he could go that long without actually having to take a breath.
So I could talk longer.
Right, so I could jump in on a webinar. So that's your SUDS training, product work there, USA.
That's right. That's right. Fellow SEALs out there. Good time. So someone will post on Facebook tomorrow that I am, in fact, a Navy SEAL. Yeah. So that would be awesome. You're like, man, I didn't know John Tarr was a Navy SEAL. Actually, there's a small lesson to be learned here really quick. This is worth the price of admission for this webinar, that sometimes just when in doubt, ignore your phone. Because evidently the people at Fairfield didn't need me all that much. Because there's been no calls, no knocks on the door. So just keep that in mind. When in doubt, just ignore them. All right, cool. Next slide. So here, Kyle and I have a saying, right? And this is true. And when Kyle and I were starting out, we'll share some broke stories and things like that with you. But here's the thing. I would get on these webinars, and I'd see this dude, and he'd have his Maserati, or he'd have whatever the hell driving, or, you know, a pretty girl on his arm. And I didn't care about all of that, right? Like, I didn't give a damn. Here's what I cared about, right? I care about me. And that's human nature. And so a lot of people are like, well, you know, I want to give back, and all that's true. And I'm not going to get into that, but you care about you. So what Kyle and I are here to do tonight is not to inundate you with a bunch of great stuff about us, because we obviously think we're great. Our mothers think we're great. But other than that, you guys don't really care. You just want to take what we know and apply it to you.
Yeah, it'll be a real short webinar if it's just about what we're great at.
Yeah, exactly. So we get our mothers on for a quick testimonial, and that's about the extent of that.
Yeah.
Show our rocking my 2002 Trailblazer, your new Escalade. We'll show all that stuff. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
I actually don't have that car anymore, but yeah. So let us explain kind of what we're going to do for you, and let's talk about how we're going to help you here. Now, if you're on this webinar, there's a reason, and that reason is probably one of 3 things. Either you have an existing online business, or you want to start an online business. Now, you might have a retail business, and that's cool. This is still the place for you. If you have an offline business, that's fine. It really, at this point, doesn't matter if you're seasoned or you're starting out. It doesn't make any difference to us. You're going to learn the same thing tonight, okay? Most seasoned people don't understand what we're going to teach you tonight. So if you think it's really basic, just keep in mind that it's not, okay? It's not basic at all. But so here's the one thing. If you're an online business owner or an offline business owner for that matter, there's only two things that can help you here, right? Either A, you need customers and sales and money. That's it, right? So you need customers and you need sales. Those things are going to translate to money. And so that's it. Kyle, anything else to add?
No, that's where the conversation stops. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's it. And so we're going to tell you a little bit about what we feel are the important things to bring those customers, those sales, and that money to you. But the thing that we want to point out is we struggled for a really, really long time to figure this out and spent thousands and thousands of dollars on info products and masterminds and, you know, still didn't have really a clue. I mean, I was in Frank Kern's mastermind for a really long time. I didn't know anything. I didn't know shit from shine at that time. This was years ago, probably 2008, 2009. You know, God, Kyle, I mean, what didn't we buy, right? We bought everything.
Yep. If it was out there, everything. We bought it.
We bought it. We bought it. And you want to talk about shiny object syndrome. I mean, we had everything, object syndrome. And the thing was is that we didn't understand this one basic facet that we're gonna share with you tonight, and that's why we were all over the place. But once you know this, then you can just stop all that nonsense, because that's exactly what it is. And what Kyle and I continually did, we had the business model where we would turn a really big pile of money into a really small pile of money. So if any of you were doing that, we have the cure for that. Okay, so that was our main business model for a really long time.
Which, for the record, is not the best business model.
No, no. And in fact, we talked about scaling that model up via bankruptcy. So that's how you can scale that model up. You just keep going broke and keep running companies in the ground. But there is a better way. We're here to tell you there's a better way. So what happened for us is that we started promoting a product, which I won't get into here, but a light bulb went on for us because we started doing some fifth grade math. And we figured out what, in our opinion, is one of the easiest and most understandable formulas in business. And in fact, we think it's the only thing that matters. And I'm going to tell you that it doesn't matter who you talk to. You talk to a cook, you talk to an optometrist, you talk to your dentist. You know, your dentist says, oh, well, you got to take care of your teeth, because if you don't take care of your teeth, then your heart's going to go bad and everything's just going to go to hell. And you talk to your optometrist and they're telling you about your eyes, and that's their number one thing. Well, this is mine and Kyle's number one thing. Yeah, everybody has it. A lot of this stuff is important, but this is what we feel is the number one thing. So what most people are going to do, they're going to show you how to make money online by giving you a book or a video training or something like that. So they're going to say, hey, here's a book and a video. The problem that you have in that situation is the telephone game, right? So, you know, if I call Kyle and I say, hey, Kyle, you got to be at dinner by 5 and you got to bring this, you got to bring that, and then he calls his wife and he says the same thing, and then she calls her mother and her mother calls her sister. It's a telephone game. So things get lost in translation, right? So has anybody ever played the telephone game? The next thing you know, dinner's at 8 and you don't need to bring anything and you miss it. And that's what a lot of times in this stuff, that's what happens. You get an ebook, you read it, but you don't know what they know. So it's translated different to you, okay? And it's like, you know, brother-in-law advice. Go ask your brother-in-law how to make money. He's broke sitting on the couch. So what we're going to talk about in a little bit, and what you're here tonight to hear about, is that we've literally created the first ever done-for-you affiliate program. So we actually give you the offers, we give you the landers, and we give you the money to run their traffic, because we know this one thing, which we're about to show you. And whether you decide to work with us or not, and that's cool, either way, we're cool, believe me, you need to know this thing. So stay on here, because that's the important stuff. So it's sort of like when you walk in someplace and you're a little nervous because you don't know when they're going to ask you for money. Well, we're just going to tell you why we're here right now. We just get it out in the open. And then that way you can stop being nervous and you can just watch it, okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to give you the offers, the lander, and the money, and then we're going to tell you how to bake the cake. So we're just going to say, hey, put that in at 450, let it bake. You get half the cake, we get half the cake. So we'll get into that a little bit. But let's talk about really quick, what is affiliate marketing? For some of you guys that are new, let's talk about this because it can be a lot of things. But it's basically promoting someone else's product for a commission. All right, that's it, the end. Doesn't matter what product. There's all kinds, okay? So, you can do big ticket stuff. You can do physical products. You can do jewelry. You can do shirts. You can do gold. You can do everything, all right? It just doesn't matter. Everyone's got an affiliate product. This is personally my favorite way of doing business as we speak. That might change one day, but today, affiliate marketing is my favorite way to do business because there's what, Kyle? I'll let you have a little meat on the bone here.
Well, I know I got no customer service. I know I got no like inventory. I got no like warehousing. I got no customer service. I got no returns. I got no chargebacks. The only thing I got is profit, right?
That's all you got. That's all you got left. Just a little bit of profit. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically the thing. You drive the traffic, you get paid. That's it. There's no merchant account issues. There's no body calling bitching about the product. None of that stuff. So it's a really cool way to do business if you do it the right way. And I personally love it. The other thing, and the most important thing about affiliate marketing, is that it allows you to leverage someone else's outstanding offer to make profits. And so this is the untold secret of internet marketing. So Dan Kennedy, who's like Mr. Direct Response Marketing, he didn't start it, but he's kind of like an info guru, if you've heard of Dan. But he's got a saying, and Dan says it's the offer stupid, meaning if your offer isn't converting, it's because it sucks. It's the offer stupid. That if your offer is good enough, people are going to buy your shit. That's the bottom line. Well, what a lot of the gurus don't tell you when they're telling you to put out your offer is just how hard it is to get a converting offer. All right? So many offers go to die to places. And that's what people don't tell you. It's really hard and costs a lot of money to get an offer dialed in. So what kind of recommend is if you can do a little fifth grade math, which we'll get into, and we're pretty bad at this point, you can literally make thousands of dollars a day running somebody else's good offer. And that's basically what we're here to teach you tonight. Kyle, partner, wise one?
Sorry, I was hitting the cough button there. So I was muted.
You must be muted.
Yeah, I was, but I should be back. You got me now?
You're back as far as I'm concerned. I can hear
sweet.
you.
Awesome. Now that I brought this to a screeching halt, I'll pass it back to you because I was too busy trying to unmute myself. Now I don't even remember what you were asking me.
People want to know why I hog the microphone.
Oh.
That's all I got to say. That's
Yeah.
all. No, I'm saying that's all I got to say. I pass it over, and this is what we get. This is
Yeah,
what we
well,
get. So,
carry
yeah.
on, John. Great
All
job
right,
so far.
Yeah, carry on. My computer is overloaded is what I'm hearing over here. So, you don't need an expensive computer to do this either. So, FYI. All right, so what is CPA traffic? That's what we're going to talk about. CPA is going to stand for cost per action. And an action can be anything. It can be an email opt-in. It can be a sale. It can be a trial. There's all kinds of things. It depends on what the product owner wants to pay you for. So Kyle and I have products, and some of them pay for an email registration. Some of them pay for a trial offer. It really depends. So you get paid different amounts depending on the action. And so we run most of our traffic is CPA, is cost per action. And the reason we do that is because most of your CPA guys really understand their numbers and they've dialed in their offers, and you can do some quick fifth grade math, which we're going to show you some examples of tonight. What we do is we take CPA affiliate offers and paid traffic, and we use that to explode our numbers. And most of our traffic comes from Facebook. It used to be about 40% of it would come from Facebook. Now it's closer to 80% of our traffic comes from Facebook, if not more, depending on the day. So this creates what we like to call the abundance equation. And what the abundance equation is that just means more than enough every day. And we're going to explain how that works here in just a second. But basically, we know when we wake up how much money we're going to make that day. And the bottom line of that is if we want to make more money, we just have to change some numbers around. So if we wake up and I say, hey, I'm going to St. Martin, where we just bought a house, Kyle and I are pretty excited about, or he's going to close on that next week. But bottom line is we just say, okay, well, we need to make X amount of dollars, so we need to crank up the traffic to Y amount of traffic. And we'll explain how this works in just a second. And what that means to you is it takes all the anxiety out of living. And there was a time where we would wake up and not know where the money's going to come from, not have cash flow, not have a systematic way of doing business. And when that happened, you're nervous all the time. Am I going to have enough money to pay for this? Am I going to have enough money to pay for that? And we won't go into all the broke stories. We have a bunch. We're going to write a book on broke stories. So bottom line is, though, what we do today is a lot different. So anything to add to that, Kyle?
No, but well, maybe a little. So John's right.
Okay,
We
please.
spent so much time worrying about, how we were going to try and figure out how to pay rent if we bought this email drop, or if we spent this much on Facebook, how are we going to get that money to pay bills? So it was literally a constant battle trying to figure out like how to make it right. So we understand that there's certainly those questions that go on in your head, and we understand them because we lived them for like a year and a half trying to figure it out. Back when we didn't understand what this formula and what this one simple thing is, it totally turned it around for us.
Yes, this one weird trick,
Yes.
right? I love that. One weird trick. There's a one weird trick to do everything. Um, but yeah, so let's talk about when I say paid traffic, what do I mean by paid traffic? Here's what I mean. I mean any ad that you place and actually pay for. So it could be banners, pay-per-click stuff on Google or Facebook, email drops, anything like that would be considered paid traffic. What I don't mean by paid traffic are SEO type things, JVs, those kind of things are not considered paid traffic. Okay, so that's basically the bottom line on stuff. Now, there is a reason that we use paid traffic, and here's why. It's predictable, it's scalable, and it's abundant. Here's what I mean. It's predictable. Penguin, Panda, SEO stuff's not predictable, right? Oh, one day I've got a #1 SEO ranking, the next day I don't. That's not a business, okay? That's a shot in the dark is what that is. So that's really not going to work. It's scalable, meaning I can sell one product or I can sell 1,000 products a day, and we have in many days sold thousands of products, and we don't have to worry about scaling up. We don't have to have more employees. We don't have to have more, anything. It's scalable. And last but not least, it's abundant. So the bottom line is there's more than enough traffic and enough income to get what you need. All right. There's never going to be shortage of traffic out there because you don't have enough money to buy all the traffic. And I always give this example. Whether you run adult traffic, like adult things, don't care about any of that. But there's an adult network out there called ExoClick. You can look them up, EXO-Click. And there's like 8.1, I think, billion, that's with a B, impressions per day just on that network right there. So you can't buy all the traffic you can't afford to buy all the traffic that's out there. And so it's absolutely abundant. Dr. Bell, sir?
And I will go a little bit further. You guys know we plan on spending more than $1 million, close to $2 million on traffic next month. And we are going to spend $0, that's 0.0, on Google or MSN, $0. We can spend $2 million, not even touching the two biggest sources of advertising space out there currently. So, I mean, I don't, unless you're Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, you might have a problem trying to buy all those clicks. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable how much is out there. So, keep that in mind. There's no shortage of this. It's not going to run out. Nobody's going to get to it before you get to it. So now, remember I was telling you earlier that a light bulb went off for Kyle and I, and that light bulb went off for me while I was working at Idea Incubator. I was working there for Ryan Dice a couple of years ago, and without getting too much into that, I'm not really sure if I learned this from those guys, but by putting what they were doing together with what I knew from business, because I'd been around the block a little bit, I discovered what I feel like is the most simple formula ever, and that's what we're going to share with you right now. So, how many of you guys have basically seen the show Shark Tank? Just type yes in your window. Let us know you're all still breathing out there.
Make sure John hasn't put you guys all to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I like to do over here.
Cool. Yeah, we got some yeses, John.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes,
So
yes.
here is the bottom line. Here's what the Sharks know that you don't know. All right, let me explain this. So you guys have heard of Kevin O'Leary. He just spoke at Digital Marketer, actually, and I didn't get to see him speak, but he's my favorite Shark, Mr. Wonderful. Here's what he always asks the people. The people come on, they're all excited about their offer, about their program, about their product. He doesn't care. Here's what he always says. What are your sales? That's the number one question he always asks. What are your sales? And then if they go deeper, he'll ask them, how much does it cost you to get a sale? And how much is that customer worth to you? That's what he's always asking them. Those questions right there. But the first one is always, what is your sales? What are your sales? That's what he wants to know. And how many people, Kyle, know the answer to that?
Uh, I'm gonna say zero, and it doesn't matter. Like John said earlier, we have done run traffic for Done Run. Now I sound like John from Indiana right here.
We
Uh,
done we done run a bunch of traffic.
yeah, we have run traffic for most of the major players at one point or another on ClickBooth, and not a single one of them knows what their numbers are. Not a single one of them.
No, and you mean ClickBank. And yeah, we sat
Oh
down
yeah,
with these
sorry.
guys and we always ask them. We always ask them these things and they'll all tell, oh, I don't know. So if you don't know these numbers, it's cool, but you're about to, okay? So in an online business, in any business for this matter, you really only need to know three numbers. So these are writer downers. So if you've got a pen and you came on this webinar to learn something, now's the time. If you already know this, I promise you wouldn't be on this webinar unless you just like to hear us talk. Some people do. It's true. We've been told that. It's true. Not our wives, though. So, all right. How much is your front end customer worth? That's the first thing you want to know. How much is the lifetime value of that customer? I'm going to give you step-by-step examples of all these, too, and how to figure them. A formula, if you will, for figuring it. And how much does it cost you on average to get that customer? If you know these three things, you will be a multimillionaire. The end. Thanks a lot for being on. The end. Kyle?
Yeah, that's it. See you guys. Have a great day.
Yep. Thanks. It's really true. We could stop there. We're not going to. But here's what we'll tell you, okay? This is what we get when we sit down with clients or students or whoever we sit down with. Well, my numbers vary. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be wealthy. Um, yeah, your numbers vary. That's why they're called averages, right?
My
My
business is
business is
different.
different.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't apply to my business. My business is different. Um, and then this doesn't apply to my business. I sell X. So I got an online business. I got a this business. I got a that business. Stop it. Make it stop. It does apply to your business. These are the only three numbers you need to know. And I don't care what it is that you do. I don't care what you sell. It doesn't make any difference. If you know these numbers, you will get rich. And if you do not know them, you will go broke. You will be on mine and Kyle's big money to small money webinar. We we could have taught that one too, right, Kyle?
We lived it for like 2 years, so we sure could have. We were resident
Small
pros.
Kevin Nations teaches a big money from small events. We could teach a small money from a big pile of money
Yeah.
event. Um, yeah, I love it. So, all right. So here's the thing. This is the game. Now you understand the game, and we know what numbers we need to track. So now you want to find out how to play the game. So how do you make money online with paid traffic? Let us explain. So how many people want free traffic? All the free traffic you can get. Type yes. Amuse me.
Yes, yes, yes. You're getting some yeses over here.
All right. So,
Me want free traffic.
okay. So, yes, yes, yes. There's a simple formula that Kyle and I are going to show you right now. And this is what we were talking about with regards to the abundance equation. And we'll go through it right now. So let's do some fifth grade math. Fun with fifth grade math with John and Kyle. So one of the products we sell is Garcinia Cambogia. And let's say we're going to sell a trial product of that. Now, this is not the forum to decide what products are good to sell and what products are bad to sell. I'm not interested in any of that. What I'm interested in is just the pure mathematics of this. So let us share. So let's say the product owner is going to pay us $38 per sale. And let's say that there's an upsell on this product that's $38 that's also going to be paid to us. These are real numbers, by the way, that we're showing you. We have drawn these numbers from actual campaigns that we're running. Okay. So we're going to assume a couple of things, again, based on real numbers. So you might want to write these down. We're going to convert at a 3% conversion rate. That means that out of 100 clicks, 3 people are going to buy the first product. That's our assumption here. The second product is going to convert at a 50% rate, which means that if you have 200 clicks, 6 people are going to buy your product, and 3 of those people are going to take the upsell. These, again, come from real numbers. This is the real deal. We're going to assume that we're going to pay 40 cents a click, and we're going to send 2,000 clicks.
You
All
scribbling
right.
down numbers over there, John?
Yeah, you bet, man. I'm writing it down. Writing it down. So 40 cents a click times 2,000 clicks is $800 in ad spend. If we're going to send 2,000 clicks and we're going to have 3% of those people convert, that's going to be 60 people that are going to convert and buy this product we're selling. And our average sale is $57. I'll explain how we got that in a second. 60 sales times $57 is $3,420 in revenue, according to my Indiana math. All right, so now back to the 3 things. So what is our average sale? The number one thing we need to know. Our average sale is worth $38 plus a 50% take rate on the second offer. That's a total of $57. And so basically, you're going to take your total revenue divided by your conversions. Does anyone not understand that?
You got questions? Fire them in there now.
Fire away. So basically, we know our front end sale is $57. All right.
57 American dollars. This is US dollars here, guys.
American dollars. American dollars. Okay, now, what is your lifetime customer value? For this product, it's only $57 because we're an affiliate. We're not selling them anything else. We're not building a list. We're not the product owner, so they're not going to buy our next product down the line. We're simply and easily just dealing with $57. That's it. All right. Number 3, and a very important one. What does it cost to acquire the customer? So to figure this, you're going to take the total ad spend divided by the sales. So we spent $800 and we sold 60 front-end products. So that comes out to be $13.30 is what it costs us to acquire this customer. That's what it cost us. Does that make sense to everybody? Kyle, I always want to make sure that you're still in this math. It's difficult for you.
Yeah, no, so far I think I got it. So far so good.
All right. Actually, the first time we ever did this presentation, we messed up the math. That's a true story. Our math was off.
Live
We did. It was
from the
like,
stage.
guys were like, I don't think that math is right. Good times. Good
Yeah.
times. Fun with fifth grade math. That's why I kid Kyle about that. So now we go to Kevin O'Leary and we say, hey, Kevin, this is our business model. Our average client is worth $57. It cost us $13.30 to acquire that customer. Our only overhead is what it costs to acquire the customer, Kevin. We don't have customer service. We don't have any of that. The product owner covers everything else. The question is, do you think Kevin would invest in our business? Hell yes, because not only do we know our numbers, we know the formula. We understand how to get to those numbers. So it doesn't matter if you're selling Garcinia Cambogia. It doesn't matter if you're selling a testosterone booster. It doesn't matter if you're selling an info product. I don't care if you're selling a tanning membership every month. The numbers are what the numbers are. And if you have a path for that customer and you know your numbers, you will get rich. And what I always tell people is money is abundant for people that understand these numbers. It's when you don't get these numbers that no one wants to give you money because they don't want to go down that journey with you, because they've all been down the big money to small money journey at the most part. So they don't want to turn their big pile of money into a small pile of money because you don't understand these numbers. They want to take a small pile of money and turn it into a bigger pile of money because you understand these numbers. That is the whole trick right there. And that's why the world is now your oyster if you understand these numbers for whatever product you sell. All right, so back to paid traffic. There are two very important metrics when running paid traffic on the internet. One, these are also writer downers, so writer down them. Earnings per click, known as EPC. That's the total revenue you have divided by the number of clicks. You're getting an MBA in internet marketing this evening that cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars, I might add.
Yeah, turns out way better than the MBA I actually got from an accredited university in the United States here.
Yeah, somewhat accredited.
There's an asterisk by that.
Yeah, there's an asterisk. So the wolf pack. Okay, so number two is your cost per click, which is how much a click cost. No formula there. It's your 40 cents, 30 cents, whatever, right? So those are the two things you need to understand with regards to online traffic. So let's figure a couple things. Kyle, you and your MBA from this accredited university, you and Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, me and Colin Kaepernick.
So
Nate Burleson,
that's right.
famous
Yeah,
alums.
Nate the Great. That's right. So if you remember, we made $3,420 in revenue. We had 2,000 clicks for a total earnings per click of $1.71. Correct?
Yep.
Anyone, Kyle? Since
Yeah.
you're the only one I can hear. Awesome. Okay. We know our CPC, our cost per click was 40 cents. Correct?
Yep.
So the $1,000,000 question here, guys and gals, is if we make $1.71 every time someone clicks on our ad and we spend 4 cents to get that click, then how much does that click cost? And the answer is nothing. Okay? We actually make $1.31 every time someone clicks on our ad, whether they buy or not, because we're figuring EPC and CPC. So that is the whole deal. We're not paying for advertising. People are paying us to advertise. It's the most damnedest exciting thing in the world. It really is. Now, the $2 million question is, if we make $1.31 for every click that we get, how many clicks do we want to get? Kyle?
Well, I'll take as many as I can get. I'll tell you that much.
As many as we can. Let's just get out there and get as many clicks as we possibly can. So the trick to getting unlimited free traffic is to know those three numbers. If you know how much your front-end sale is worth, what's your customer value, and how much it costs you to acquire them, You know everything you need to be a multimillionaire, online or offline. I don't care what you sell. That's all you need to know. All right. So, Kyle, anything to recap at this point?
No, and that's what, again, John and I talk about the reason we're not afraid to go out there and throw stuff up and throw up a lot of money advertising is because we know our numbers and we understand. And when you know your numbers, it takes the fear out of the equation. It takes the drama out of not knowing what's going to happen. Because when you're taking a math test in third grade and the question is 2 + 3 equals, you're pretty confident it's 5, and no matter if you take that test the next day or the 2 days after that, those numbers are still going to equal 5. So knowing your numbers eliminates all of the fear and um, unknown about going into it, and allows you to go out and get as many clicks as you can when you get numbers, like we have in this is example, or for your own product or whatever else you guys decide to run. So you really need to understand these numbers, and like John touched on it, and I don't know if you guys understood that or not at the time. Nobody out there knows these numbers. I don't care if they're the biggest guy in ClickBank right now. I don't care if they have some huge internet site. Most people, 99.9% of people, will have no clue what these numbers are. So they're just firing shots in the dark on paid advertising, and that's why it scares them so much. So
Yeah,
that's it. When you know your numbers and you know the math, it really eliminates all the fear for you guys.
totally. And that's why everyone always talks with Kyle and I. We're partners, we're friends, all those kind of things. And people always ask us how we do it, and it's because there's no drama in our business. It's all numbers. It's like, how much do we make today? How much do we spend? Okay, that's awesome. That's more than we need at the end. Go on to the next day. That's really it. When you don't know these numbers, that's when things start to get shaky for partnerships. So keep that in mind. Now, with CPA traffic, enough about our love fest, right? With CPA traffic, you need the following to be successful. All right. So you need traffic, which we just showed you. Check. All right. You need a path, meaning a landing page, something. If you're running an info product, then it probably has its own landing page. If you're running diet offers or other things, then you need to create those landing pages. You need an offer. It's the offer stupid, so you want the offer to convert. And then finally, you need money to scale traffic. So me, you can make $1,000 a day off of this, but you only have $1,000, then you can run 1 day of traffic, right? So you're going to need money to scale traffic. So you're going to need all those things. And so what Kyle and I have done in our program, because we do understand our numbers and we understand how these things work. So I'm going to tell you a little about this, and then Kyle's going to get into actually showing you some Facebook campaigns and stuff we do. And then you're going to hear from a couple of people that are in our network and in our sphere of influence, I guess. But what we have done is we basically have designed a program that is really too good to be true, to be honest with you. And so what we do is we basically give you the offer. So we're going to give you the offer, we're going to give you the landing page, and we pay for your traffic. So we do it all. We don't ask you to risk any of your money on traffic. We do all that because we've already tested the offers. We've already tested the landing pages, and we know they're profitable. So we don't give you that because we know those three numbers. So all we know is that if you go out and get us 1,000 clicks, we're going to make X amount of dollars. That's what we know. So our model for those of you is we spend $1 on ads and we want $2 in revenue. So we want 100% ROI in profit every day off of every dollar we spend. Now, most of the time we hit that. Sometimes we don't hit it. It just depends on certain things. And there's a lot of things that go into it, which we'll talk about here in a little bit towards the end. So if you're new at this, if you're new at online marketing and you've really been looking for a way to make some money, or you've been doing stuff for a while, it really doesn't matter to you, okay? Because all you need to do is take what we teach you and implement it and do what we give you. And it's our money, so you don't have anything to risk with regards to that. So it's literally cut and paste. We give you everything, you go cut and you go paste it. There's some challenges with this model, which we'll get into. One thing that John um, knows about us and is finding out every day is Kyle and I just keep it real all the time. We're just real because that's kind of guys we are. So you really won't get any stories from us. Are there challenges with this? Oh, you bet your ass. There's anytime you're going to make some money, there's going to be some challenges. And we've had them just like everybody else. And so we'll visit those a little bit. But this model is kind of cool. So why do we do this? That's the bottom line. Now, here's one thing I want to tell you. Anybody that martyrs themselves, because you got guys on there that are going to get on a Webby with you and tell you how great they are, and they just want to give back, right? That's what they want to do, right, Kyle? They just want to give back.
Sure.
Because that's what they're all about.
Yeah, they just want to make money to help everybody.
Yes, they just want to help. Now, there is a lot to be said for helping people, which we believe in, and there's a lot to be said for giving to charity, and there's a lot to be said for all that stuff. But Kyle and I are not martyrs. We're not here to tell you that we're just here because we want to help you out, because anybody who tells you that is just, that's bullshit. It's not true. And so here's why we do it, right? I mean, it's not true, right,
No,
Kyle?
it's not.
It's not. Oh, I just want to help. That's why. Well, no, I don't want to help. I want to make money. That's why I want to do it. And everybody is tuned in to what's in it for them. WIFN. What's in it for me? You're tuned into it, and we're tuned into it. Everybody is. And if we can help other people live their dreams while we get what we want, then that's the perfect situation, right? We're not martyrs. And so everybody says, well, what's the catch? You know, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's going to tell you that what I just told you, which is true. So here's the catch. Here's the whole deal on why Kyle and I designed this program the way we did. We decided a long time ago we don't want employees. Kyle and I both ran companies. You know, some of them really successful, some of them not so successful, and we've had lots and lots of employees. And we decided a long time ago that that was not the thing for us. We don't really like babysitting, managing employees, and things like that. We literally right now have 4 people in our organization, and this is we're probably going to do $20 million this year in revenue with 4 people. That's about $5 million an employee, which is a pretty unbelievable number. We designed it that way on purpose, so just keep that in mind. But so Kyle and I run all the ads for our company for the most part, and as John Cornetta and us just discussed, you can have a lot of these campaigns going, and it can be very difficult to manage them. And so what we've done is we can't manage 50, 60, 80 face counts on our own. We can't do it. If we could, we wouldn't be on this webinar talking to y'all. All right. So, just keep that in mind. And that's why we created this opportunity for you. And so, again, yeah, we like printing money. This allows us to do both. So let me tell you what some people are saying about our program and why we do it, and then we'll tell you how you can participate. So this is an actual comment from our Facebook CPA Jam post. It's a closed group. So here's the comments. I just lost my job, and I'm excited. It'll give me more time to concentrate on my business. If I did not have the Facebook traffic jam, I would be in a panic. Pete made $12,000 in December, so I know with some help, I will never have to go to work for anyone else ever again. I look forward to being part of the mastermind group soon and making the kind of money I truly deserve. Here's another one. My business partner bought into this, so I really didn't know anything about it until going to the event in Vegas, and I got to say, I'm blown away. We just started running traffic, and in 3 days, we're already making over 100% ROI. I'm excited to continue to optimize and scale and see what we can really do. Great training, great group. Love interacting with everyone, sharing ideas, meeting John Burt and Kevin Nations. This was from our Vegas event. Words cannot express my gratitude for you sharing, caring, and teaching us the path forward to a great 2014. Thanks so much. John and Kyle, thanks for your extra effort of personalized expertise just by being yourselves. Smarter than the other gurus, I don't know about that, but in the industry, sincere and really interested in committing to your flock. I don't know if these guys are a flock. Many of them are much smarter than we are, thankfully.
Did your mom write this, John?
My mom and my sister wrote a lot of these. with input from Kyle's mother and brother.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's why there's no names down there. Sincerely, Mrs. Bell.
Right.
So, yeah, here you go. Here's another one. I'm happy to see everyone enjoyed it. Got a lot out of the event. I didn't make the trip, and I'd love to meet you all in person, but I bought a lot of courses and information products in my time. But Kyle and John have given way more value than anything else I've seen. These are great guys to work with, and I can already tell 2014 is going to be our best year yet. So, bottom line, guys, is that, this is what other people are saying. Again, we'll get into, Kyle's going to show you some Facebook campaigns, things like that. We'll start talking, or we'll stop talking about how great we are. We are going to touch on some of the challenges that we have with this too, because not everything that you do is always going to be roses. That's another thing nobody's talking about out there. They're not going to tell you what really goes down behind the scenes. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what goes on. But I think we've got Pete Janot on. I don't know, is he on, Kyle?
No, not yet.
Mr. Janot?
No.
Okay, so I told him about 6 o'clock our time. So we're on Mountain Time. So he might get on here, and we'll let him talk here in just a second. Pete's one of our guys that's been with us since the beginning, and he's going to tell you about the month of December, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the month of January as well, because I want you to see the good and the bad with this, okay? So I want to talk about both of those things. And how about Brian and Stephanie? Are they on?
Yeah, let me, Stephanie, paging Stephanie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, there you are, loud and clear.
Here I
We
am.
can indeed. Hey, Stephanie. So it is not yesterday 1:15, but what I want to do for all the wonderful people that came on tonight's event, I should say, is I want to tell them a little bit about, give them a little background on you, talk about what you did on January 15th, and then talk about what you've done since. So not only do I want to touch on some really good days that you've had, but I want to talk about some challenges that we've had as well. So, because we like to keep it real with everything that we do. So let's talk real quick about on January 15th, you told me when you came into this and we started this program that you wanted to make how much a day? I don't know if you remember that.
I do. I said $100 a day would change my life.
All right. $100 a day would change your life. And so on January 15th, that you've been running traffic with Kyle and I for a while now. So you've been running traffic with us for a while. And Stephanie actually does a little bit of testing like that for us because we can pick on her and it's fun. So,
Yeah.
and her husband, it's really fun to pick on him. We pick on him more than her, really. So,
Yeah.
So they allow us to do that. So we allow them to help us test some traffic. But tell us a little bit about your January 15th. How much did you make on that day?
$1,233.20.
All right. So $1,233.20. Awesome. And so now, have there been days in there in this time since that you have by chance lost money?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It happened.
Did you lose your money or did you lose our money?
I lost your money, which is even better.
Okay,
I mean,
because
no, not that I lost. But yeah. Not that I want to lose your money.
By the way, guys, Stephanie does not know any of these questions that I'm asking her. So
Yeah, I'm surprised she had the data
it's
for
all ad-libbed.
115.
It really is. Yeah, exactly. So, so basically, because one thing that we do, Stephanie, is we're testing stuff all the time, right?
All the time, yes.
Yeah, and so sometimes you make money, sometimes you lose money, but the good news is that Kyle and I typically we pay for the traffic, so nobody loses overall, right?
Except
and so
for John and Kyle.
since you've been with us and running traffic, have you made money?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And
so would you say, I guess a simple thing to ask is, since you've been with us, would you say that going forward that this program will in fact change your life?
absolutely. Because for the month of January, we made $13,389.64.
Okay, cool. Now,
Sweet. Now let me ask. Wait.
awesome. And so,
Let
did
me
we
ask
really?
Stephanie a question.
I'm actually stunned by that.
Hey, yeah, because we didn't run much in January. But Stephanie, were there days you made more than $1,200, like on 115?
Yes.
Yes. And like,
Yes.
what were they? What were some of your bitter days?
Well, on January 18th, we had $1,457.43. On the 19th, we had $1,300, almost $1,400, because it was $1,363. We had January 10th of nope, that was only $170. So
Yes.
I mean, we
Wait.
had
Hang on a
days
second.
where
Let's go back to that day. So she's used to making she comes on and she says $100 a day will change your life. Then she gets into January and she's making over $1,000 a day. And one day she makes $100 and she calls us and she's like, "Hey guys, what's going on today? The conversions aren't there today. What's the deal here?" And we're like,
my machine
"Stephanie,
broke.
yes, Stephanie,
Right.
what happened
Yes.
to $100 a day changes your life? Now it's $1,300 a day, or John and I are getting like
Well,
quartered?"
Yeah, right.
well, that was October, and then this is January. It's a whole new year. Game on. We're
That's
ready
right.
to go.
Game on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. Well, and it's exciting to get those kind of phone calls. And Kyle and I feel the same way. I think when we first started running CPA traffic, we were really excited to make $1,000 or $2,000 a day. And now, needless to say, the needle has moved up on that. So thanks, Stephanie, for being on here. Now, one thing I want to point out, and so Pete told me he's on the call now. So we're going to talk with Pete Janot, who is another guy in our training. And one of the things that I want to talk about real quick is that this is not without its challenges. And some of the challenges that we've had to overcome are, sometimes offers with CPA things will end up going down. So you have to find a new offer, which means you have to test new things and get an offer to convert again. Facebook accounts. We had a system for getting Facebook accounts that dried up somewhat, and so that put a big bottleneck on our Facebook accounts. We had to develop a new system to acquire those accounts. And so these kind of things happen. And what I was telling some guys today on our check-in call is the difference, in my opinion, between Kyle and I, and Kyle can speak to this a little bit, and maybe like, again, buying that ebook or that course, is when you have a coach. And when you're doing things with this coach, if you're engaged every day, you're going to make game time adjustments to the Broncos, right? So there will be adjustments that'll get you back in the game, and that's what Kyle and I try to do. So if we end up encountering a problem, which we fully expect because nothing is utopia, so if you're looking for utopia, this is not the place for you because this is not it. But if you're looking for people that can overcome problems and obstacles, then this is the right group for you. And I think Kyle and I do a really good job with Pete, Stephanie, and the other, I think now 65 people in our group of overcoming obstacles and helping each other to dial these things in. Kyle, you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, and just so you guys know, we could get on here and tell you every day it makes money, and there are some months when it does. But then we end up selling out of CPA offers, and so everybody goes down for a couple days while we get new offers back up and running. So there are, we'll go down for days, and in December everybody's advertising, so we stop towards the end of December, and we can have Pete talk about December a little bit too. But it just there things will happen, just so you guys know. And in fact, we're talking about giving awards when people get one of their Facebook accounts disabled. As like a badge of honor, because if you're running any type of traffic, you're eventually going to have an account shut down on Facebook, and so we help you get around that. And so all of these things happen because we run so much traffic and we go through these that we have to figure them out for ourselves. So we just pass that learning curve straight on to you guys. So there's no learning curve for you guys.
Yeah, and so it's really an interesting type of thing. So let's pop to Pete. Peter, you on?
Yeah, I had to unmute him, so you should be good, Pete.
All right, cool.
Hey, Pete.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hey, we can. This is Pete. Pete, for whatever reason, lives in Toledo, Ohio. I'm not sure why.
Toledo?
Pete is literally blasted under a foot of snow right now as we speak, right, Pete?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to apologize in advance if you hear like a bunch of screaming and crying and stuff because it was a snow day today and I have a house full of kids right outside my office door.
Nice. The good news is this time of year, Pete's pretty much available all the time because there's nothing else to do except be on a webinar with us. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Good for us anyway. But Pete, tell these guys on the call about your December and how that went.
Yeah, so December was a really interesting month, and I didn't, realize until like after the month was over and I was speaking to the account rep at our CPA network that like historically, traditionally, December is probably one of the worst months that you could possibly run any kind of paid advertising or traffic because a lot of the big name brands are basically, paying top dollar to spend their entire advertising budget or whatever's left in the month of December in hopes of, getting a bunch of people to buy for Christmas. So little advertisers like us will be competing with big guys like, Macy's and FAO Schwartz's of the world and Tiffany and that sort of thing. So my December started off, kind of like Stephanie's, where I had a couple of days where didn't really do anything, and my first day was actually a loss. I lost $6.19. So I know that really upset you guys just a lot, and
Yeah, that hurts.
yeah, it hurts. But
It
then the
hurts.
next day, I made $400 profit. The day after that, it was 766. The day after that, it was 700. Then a grand, then another grand, then 1,300, then 1,500, and it was like, for like 20 straight days, all I did was just like make money, and then we had to shut it down at the end of the month because it got to be like Christmas time, and all of our offers went down and that sort of thing. So I only ran for 20 days out of the possible 31 in the month of December, supposedly the worst month of the year, and I made $12,000 profit.
And keep in mind
Awesome.
that's 12,000 your way, right?
Yeah, 12,000 my way.
So you really made 25 grand in profit, but because we were paying for the traffic, your cut was the
You,
half of that.
you guys paid for the traffic, yeah. So I mean, if you look at the numbers, the spreadsheet is actually like, $23,000.
So you made 12 grand with us
Awesome.
paying for your traffic?
Yeah, it's like you guys handed me a check basically.
Yeah. You're welcome, Pete.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Now, yeah, right. Now, talk real quick because, again, we like to keep it real, and there are challenges. And some of the challenges that we've ran into, and I'll ask you, and again, this isn't scripted, it's a live webinar, as you can tell by the phone call I was getting this evening. But, Pete, there's challenges. Yeah, you missed that, but I'm in a hotel room, and the phone calls are coming in from the front desk, so good times. However, so challenges. The challenges with Facebook accounts, the challenges with offers for the month of January. So there have been some challenges in the month of January, correct?
Yeah, I mean, define challenges though, because if the worst thing that happens in my life is that, I burn a Facebook account or four and have to get a new one, or I start to develop a little cramp in my right index finger from clicking so much, then I can live with those challenges. But I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
these are good problems to have.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
well, and that's cool. And because I'm telling people, if you're looking for utopia, this isn't it. I mean, it's not without its challenges. Everything worthwhile is a challenge. If you're going to make 12,000 a month or more, 12,000 in the worst possible month, and our goal for everyone is to make $15,000 a month from this program. If you're going to make that kind of money, you're going to have some obstacles.
yeah, for sure. There's definitely ups and downs. So every day comes with its own unique set of challenges, whether it's something going on with Facebook or your account gets shut down, or you make money today but you lose a little bit or break even tomorrow. So stuff like that certainly does happen, And if you're one of those people that wants to go throw yourself off a roof because yesterday you made 1,500 and today you're going to make only 500, or your account's going to get shut down and now you're going to have to create a new account and not start running ads for a couple of days, then I'd say this probably isn't the course for you. But if you can just relax, ride the wave, enjoy it for what it is, and just think to yourself that this sure beats going out and shoveling snow for a living, or hanging drywall. Like I always make a joke about my buddy who's a drywaller, and he was out this morning 6 a.m. foot of snow, freezing his butt off because he had to go to work to make money. And here I am in my warm, cozy office, and my biggest complaint is I got a room full of kids screaming behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice problem
exactly.
to have.
So, yeah. Well, thanks, Pete. We appreciate you being on. I don't know if Anthony's on here tonight or not. Is Anthony in here, Kyle?
Yep, you bet he is. I just unmuted the A train.
Oh, you bet. A train?
Yeah, the A train.
So,
Hello.
cool. So now I'm going to introduce. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Hold on just a second. Let me introduce you, and then here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you guys how you can work with us. This is by this form right here. Then Kyle is going to get into some real live Facebook campaigns. So now you know the offer and all that kind of stuff. We can get on to showing you guys some Ninja Facebook stuff that you want to know. But here's the thing. So this is Anthony. If you're interested in working with us, then you can apply by clicking on that link right there. You can fill out a form, and what that's going to do, you're going to answer a few questions for us. That form is going to take you to Anthony. Anthony is our gatekeeper. Basically, he keeps knuckleheads out of our group. Every now and then, knuckleheads will search, but we'll find you. So if you get past Anthony, and it's rare that you will, we will find you. But anyway, so you're going to talk with Anthony. He's our client services director. He's going to see if you're a good fit for our program or not. So, Anthony, you have the floor, my friend. Anthony Young.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing tonight?
Whoa. Did Darth Vader just jump on here?
Yeah, wow. Listen to the radio voice.
Is that seriously? Is that what you do when you talk to these people on the phone? You talk like that?
I have a face for radio, too, by the way. But, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Darth. Carry on. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a knucklehead-free zone, certainly. But, we'll just simply have a conversation and see if this is a good fit.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, totally. So
nothing to be scared of. Anthony's not
really,
mean.
He's
Absolutely.
not. And I'm into Anthony now for dinner based on my Seattle-Denver prediction. So I owe people all over town now.
Including me.
So, so we're real interested in you guys coming aboard. Kyle and I need money based on my weekend in Vegas. I didn't quite have a Denzel Washington weekend. I don't have Russians looking for me, but it was almost that bad. So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, that was a little reference to Training Day. I don't know if anybody got that, but anyway, I liked it. So yeah, you'll be talking with Anthony. You'll fill out that form. You'll have a conversation with him. There's a cost to participate in our training. We cover all your traffic. We're going to have a Q&A here at the end. Anthony's going to give you all those details. Kyle and I don't discuss that on the webinar. If you're a good fit for it, then Anthony will talk to you about that, all the details, all the cost, all that kind of thing. If you're not a good fit, you guys won't ever get to the conversation. So don't worry about that tonight. Kyle's now going to take you through a Facebook campaign, an actual campaign, show you how to set it up, and show you a ninja trick that we use to run Facebook ads. So you ready to do that, Captain Bell?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. And then we'll open it up for questions.
Let me get the screen for mine.
Yeah.
No guarantees this is going to work, guys.
No guarantees. Did anybody record this way?
Juan, dude, I got you.
Yeah?
I got you, Juan.
Nice.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
I'm no longer the presenter. There you go, man. Yep.
Okay.
Got you.
Man, I guess I should have pulled this account up. So these are all the students' accounts. So, okay, let me get into this one. So as you guys could see right there, there's all sorts of different spends that people were spending. Um, let me, so today, let me just show you, I'll pull some real numbers for you real quick. What is this, the 5th? So let's go, yesterday's ad spend was 571, and these are skin offers. And this is above all offers. I think I queued this up for us. So yeah, yesterday, 2.4, 2.4. We had $900 in revenue, and it looks like we had $571. So made like $330. Again, wasn't the best day, and we're actually testing some stuff right now. In fact, this is the account Stephanie actually runs our testing stuff out of. So um, anyway, those were stats from yesterday before I get in to do this. But I will tell you one thing before I actually get in and show you guys how we're actually creating some of our ads. Um, when you guys go to create a campaign, I know you guys saw there's probably like a light campaign a while back, and that stopped working. Well, one thing where it still works is if you go in and you create a bunch of Facebook ads with very small budgets, $5, $10, and do cost per click, and just duplicate the ads. We have a couple different images because we're testing a couple different images. But if you duplicate all these campaigns with only one ad per campaign, and keep your budgets very low, it will help keep your cost per click low. And we had to figure this strategy out in the middle of December when everybody's trying to blow their ad budget. Everybody's doing their Black Friday ads. So ad costs went from, like you can see here, some are 27 cents, 44 cents, 42 cents, 26 cents. These clicks we were paying like $1 and change for back in December. So we had to figure out a way to try and bring that back down. And so one of those strategies was to create these $10 ad campaigns, which you can see over here. Um, so nobody's probably going to teach you that out there. So if you do Facebook ads, make sure to try that out and see how that works with your ads and your ad campaign to get your cost per click down lower than where it normally would be. So that's a quick tip that you need to put there. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how we actually create our ads and what's giving us the best click-through rate right now. Some of you guys may or may not be familiar with this stuff, but we're going to show you anyway. So I'm going to go into create ad, which is right up here, this big green button. We didn't give the disclaimer too. If you guys see any names of people in here that you know, because you guys just saw a bunch of our students, or the name of our account reps at our CPA networks, because we do literally show you real accounts. Please don't call those guys. Every webinar, we get somebody who will call and say they were on our webinar and try and get in, and hey, how come these guys get higher payouts and blah blah blah. Well, because we run 100K worth a day of traffic, so that's why we get higher payouts. You guys aren't going to be able to go in and just start telling them that you want higher payouts. In fact, I'm not even sure you guys can get these reps because these are kind of the he's the senior account rep there. But anyway, please don't call those guys. We in good faith show you guys real numbers and real accounts. Do us a favor so we don't get a phone call from him and a couple of our other reps that has happened in the past. We'll continue to show guys this stuff because we want you guys to see real information and real numbers. But do us a favor and don't get us in trouble with those guys because they work hard for us and we don't want to ruin that relationship and having 50 people start calling them for something they saw on a website or on a webinar isn't that cool. So please don't do that, guys. We'll trust that you're not going to do that for us. So I appreciate that in advance. So anyway, so we're into creating a Facebook. First thing that pops up is this. We're going to go to clicks to website is what we're going to use. And right here, you're going to enter the URL of the place you want to send them. So I am just going to grab like some friendly page right now just to go through this exercise with you. And it will pull up an image that naturally pulls from ESPN, and you can go in and you can change, and we've got some images in our library, and you can see we run all sorts of crazy stuff, but we'll just go ahead. I will leave it, or maybe we'll show you. So this is what happens. They'll bring up two images, and you would have your second image. You can kind of see what it looks like. Like I said, like to put one ad per campaign. So I am only going to have one image. So we'll just go with this default. Obviously, there's a whole nother course on picking images and everything else. But for this, we're going to do it this way. For what you guys are also probably going to be doing, I would remove the right-hand column. So all you got to do is click remove, and it removes the right-hand column. And then I'm going to show you what fields you need to fill out So this headline right here, this first button, is actually going to be right here. It's going to be the blue right below the image. Let me backtrack for one quick second as well. You guys can see that there's a fan page attached to this. In order to create an ad for the news feed, you actually have to have a fan page already created. Now, you don't have to. We talk in our course, and I know lots of people out there are into getting tons of likes, but what happens with likes, John? What can you do with those? Paging Juantar. Juantar might have bailed. Could be me the rest of the way, guys. Anyway, John has.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. There you are. Yeah, now I got you.
Yeah, I said can't buy groceries with likes.
No. So our strategy is not to get likes. We don't build up huge fan engagement. We don't do any of that. We create a fan page, put like the top 3 posts from Google, like the top 3 ad articles, and grab a couple images that kind of fit. And that's our fan page. We never go back. We never touch it again. That's all we do for it. But we need a fan page to be able to create ads in the newsfeed. So that's why we have it. We don't spend any time building likes or friends or fans or any of that nonsense. Now, other people have that strategy and it works for them. That's awesome. That's not our strategy. So if that's your strategy or that's what you want to do in life, you're on the wrong webinar. We want, instead of likes, cash or Bitcoin. We'll also take Bitcoin. So anyway, the headline is what you're going to want to change first. And this is going to you want to have something catchy like I'm on the spot, so that's clearly not catchy. But for the purpose of this, you want to have some sort of catchy thing right there. You are limited to a couple more characters than what I have here, 10 more than what I have. So keep that in mind. The next thing we're going to fill out is text, and this is what appears above the image. So right here, you're going to want to put something like, ask them some sort of question. Or something that kind of breaks up the pattern for what they normally see, in an ad. Something catchy right there. I'm not a copywriter, and normally I have better strategies for ad copy creation, but it's probably a different webinar, like I said. So the next thing you want to do is, sometimes this will be hidden down here, sometimes it won't. If you click the down arrow, it will pull up this box, this text right here, and you will have more room for ad copy in here. Goes underneath the image. So whatever you put here will appear underneath the image. So here is some description of what this image or product is trying to get you to do, and then you have a call to action. So you want to have a call to action in there. So that's what your ad will look like as it appears in people's news feeds. The next thing we're going to do, based on what you're selling and based on what we sell, you're going to scroll down and choose your audience. If you have a conversion pixel, you'll put it there. So there's nothing tricky about this. I'm sure you guys have all done Facebook ads. If not, you're going to want to say we're advertising to the US. We're going to advertise to, if we're doing ESPN, probably dudes, 30 and over, men. And they would like ESPN, sports, NFL Network, all sorts of stuff. So anyway, you'll fill out the interests. We generally leave most of that blank. We'll come down here and like I said, we will create an ad with a small budget, $5, $10, depending on how many people you're targeting. And we are bidding per click. We don't do CPM. We don't do optimized for website conversions. We do cost per click. And so we'll go to manually set our cost per click. And the most we're going to pay is, I'm going to take a look at the suggested bid, and it's going to tell me 59 cents is the highest suggested bid. I'm probably going to go, 83 cents, because I want my ad shown. And I know, now this is probably a bad example, but most of our images and ad copy we've done some sort of research on, and so we know they're probably going to be fairly decent. So we want our ad out there so we can establish our click-through rate, which then gets us on to actually creating our ads. So that's how you would create the ad. What do I have here? ESPN. So I'll just create this ad, place the order. And let me show you one quick way. I told you that we want a lot of similar ads, a lot of similar campaigns with a small budget when you're trying to keep your cost per click low. So I'm going to hit continue. It's going to create that ad for me. I won't touch it, or I won't create another ad until I see this gets approved. Once this gets approved, I would go back in. Now, again, once it gets approved, you guys have to listen to that. Once it gets approved, I will go back in, create a similar ad. Keep everything the exact same. I'm not going to change any of that. I'm going to leave everything there. I'm going to do new campaign. So whatever it is, ESPN2, whatever you want to name it. I'm going to leave the $5. I'm going to leave my max bid. I'm going to hit place order. Now again, invalid campaign ID. You must select a campaign and then what have I done here, guys? New campaign. New 2. See if they like that better. Okay, so they like that better. So again, remember, after that first ad is approved is when you want to do this, not before. So once that first ad gets approved, then you create a similar one, just change the name of the campaign, and then you're just going to hit create similar ad from in here, scroll down, change the name of the campaign, new campaign. So now we'll do 3, leave it at $5, come down here, hit place order, and then you'll just do that over and over until you get to whatever you want to spend per day based on the amount of money you're spending per campaign. So that's the quick and dirty version of how we create those campaigns. And so then when I go back in here, we should have a bunch of ESPN campaigns that I'm actually going to not, or I'm actually going to delete, so that way we don't get those start running with money, because they're not going to make me anything. I'm not interested in sending anything to ESPN. But anyway, so that's how you create the fast ones with the $5 campaigns, or 10, as you can see, 10 here. So hopefully that helps. John, did I skip over anything? Did you see any questions that anybody had while I was kind of going through that? John is gone. So anyway, that is.
Oh, sorry, I was on
there
mute.
he
Can
is.
you hear me now?
Yep, we got you now.
I didn't look for questions, but I guess we'll let them ask now. I wasn't paying any attention to questions.
Okay, guys. So go ahead. If you guys got questions about this, about the course, about anything, let us know. We're here. We'll stay on. John, did you have anything else?
No, man, I am good.
Okay, cool, guys. So if you guys want to start asking your questions, fire away, and we'll start answering them. And I've been trying to answer as we go, so hopefully. John, it is hard to find me on Facebook because I've set up several Facebook accounts, and to be honest, I am never actually on Facebook unless I'm creating ads. So I don't really have a.
Can you answer, or can you read the question, Kyle, since
Oh,
nobody
sorry.
knows what it is?
He's asking where he can find me on Facebook. I literally, man, I've got a bunch of different Facebook accounts, but I'm never really on it unless I'm creating ads. Like, I don't go onto Facebook to interact with people. So there's probably lots of Kyle Bells out there. Sharon says, I'm in Australia. How long before someone contacts me? Sharon, if you filled out the form, Anthony, I wonder if Anthony's still on. Anthony's schedule is fairly busy. Anthony, you around still? I see he's on here.
I am.
Hey, do you know how far out the calendar is booked right now? Yeah, we got you. Oh, hey, wait, I can answer that question. Sharon, when you fill out the form, the next page should prompt you to go to a calendar, and you'll be tied right into Anthony's calendar. And then you determine when Anthony will contact you based on his availability. So, Anthony, thanks for jumping on. I didn't actually need you there. You're welcome.
My pleasure. Anytime.
So hopefully that helps, Sharon. When you say, Paul asks, when you say invest $1 to get $2, does that mean net profit is $1? Correct. That's what we try and do. That's kind of what our goal is for every ad that we run. So yes, turn $1 into $2. Okay, Sharon says, sorry, just saw the link. Okay, perfect. So she's got that. Awesome, Randy. Thanks, man. Glad you enjoyed it. We appreciate it. John and I have a pretty good time doing these together. So it's fun for us. So glad you liked it. Um, Reed asked a great question. Do you need to complete your course before you can actively set up campaigns, or are we getting started right away? What does your course cover? I will speak to the first part, then I'll let John go ahead and talk to you about the second part of your question about what the course covers. But so when you come into our course, Reed, our goal, part of what John and I talk about a lot in this business, is that nobody believes you can make money online. Nobody believes you can make money on Facebook. They think it's some, far-fetched idea that doesn't really exist, and nobody can really do it. So part of our goal is to eliminate those limiting beliefs. So as soon as you come into the course, we start the process of, which takes us 4 or 5 days to get your, your pages built and your ads and your every domains, everything you're going to need that's specific to you, your affiliate account set up. Once you get all that set up, then we literally want you to start making money right away. So then as the course goes on, you will actually be able to learn better because you're actually in a fully working campaign that you can get to optimize, that you can see how we optimize, that you can talk in the Facebook group about what other people are doing, what they're seeing. But we literally, Read, we give you the ad, we give you the images, we give you the ad copy, we give you the URLs to use, we give you the pre-sale pages, we give you the accounts at the affiliate company. So you literally don't need to be able to do any of that coming into it. We provide that all for you from the beginning. And then we hope, our goal is, one, you'll make a lot of money over the course of the 8 weeks, so you'll want to stay with us for the year. But secondly, you'll probably also get a pretty good knowledge and understanding of how Facebook ads work because you're in a working campaign. Because we used to do it and we'd say, okay, guys, go out and do this. And then everybody'd spend like $10 and then to be like, oh man, I didn't make a sale. And nobody was getting anywhere, right? So we had to eliminate all of the limiting beliefs about what you can do and what you can make. And so that's why we pay for the course. We give you everything you need. We don't let you change anything from what we give you when we're paying for your traffic, because it's our money and we know it works. So we don't want you getting all crazy, all cray with our money. But that's how that works. John, do you want to talk about what we go over in the course so I can take a drink? Or
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're going to show you the two things. So when you first come into the training, you're going to see the how. So this is exactly how we run ads. These are our campaigns. These are the landing pages. This is how you use this, that, and the other thing. And then the training over the 8 weeks is to show you the why. So the how is basically here, go make money, do what we do. The why is, this is why this landing page works. This is why we use Facebook ads the way we do. This is why we target the way we target, et cetera, et cetera. So that way, at the end of 8 weeks, you'll have a nice basis of knowledge that if you'd like to go do this on your own, you can. So that's basically what the training is all about.
Yep.
The end.
Yep. Paul asks, okay, so we pay for Facebook ads, but do you drive traffic for those ads? No. Paul, how it works is we literally say, hey, Paul, and we have videos obviously for all of this, but for the sake of this webinar, we say, hey, Paul, here's your images, here's your ad copy, here's your links, here's your affiliate account, here's this, here's that, here's where you check it. Go put these ads up in your account. Or if it's one of the accounts we provide for you, we have one of our funding sources already in it. We say, put up the accounts, we reimburse you for the ad spend, and then we give you half of the profit from whatever you made for that. So no, you're not paying for the ads, and you're not driving traffic to those ads. They're actually like ads in your account. I don't know if you guys can still see my screen, but here's all the students' accounts that they all run their own campaigns and their own. Let me get out of here before you guys start writing down people's names. They all run the ads that we tell them to, and they make money. Does that make sense, Paul? I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right, but I think I answered your question. Sharon asks, are we able to see live conversions? When do we know our ROI for each day? You have your own affiliate account at a CPA network, so you log in as many times as you want all day. Stephanie and Pete's been around for a while. Stephanie's starting to get there, but most of the people, when they start to get sales, you're going to wear out the refresh button on your on your affiliate account because you want to keep watching the sales come in. But yeah, to answer that question, Sharon, you have your own affiliate account that is only yours, no other students. So you can get in there and you can see how much you're making, how many clicks are getting to your page or your offer. So you can calculate your ROI in any time of the day you want. It's your Facebook account, your CPA account. Sharon says, okay, I thought they were your CPA accounts. Well, now you're playing semantics. You get them through us, but it's your own individual account. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. A bad business model would be to pay for your traffic and then have the checks go to you.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Paul asks again, so the $1 to make $2, you all pay that $1. So what do we pay ongoing? Well, we want you to make a lot of money after you buy into our course, that you want to continue to do it with us for the rest of the year. And so our end goal is to get you into our mastermind group where we give lots of other cool trainings and other products to run and that type of stuff. And so that's our motivation. And keep in mind, Paul, we talked about what our strategy was. So, I mean, we could get on here and tell you it's awesome to change Stephanie's life, and that's cool, and that makes us feel good. But without Stephanie running the accounts or running the ads out of her accounts, that's $500 or $1,000 less a day that John and I can make with her managing the account. So it's better to have more of you guys out there running our ads so we can scale and make more money. And in the meantime, you guys make money without having to, front any dough for ad spend. So we think it's win-win, Paul. So hopefully that answers that one. Okay, I'm starting to get it now. Cool. Thanks. Cool. Okay, Paul's got it. Cool. Guys, if you had any other questions, it looks like we answered most of them as we were going. So if you got any other questions, guys, fire away before we bail on you here. We want to make sure you guys all get your questions answered, though. No questions? We might have to do a countdown, John.
Hey, guys, this is John Cornett. I have a question. Can I ask it?
Oh yeah, sure. Fire away.
You can ask anything.
I mean,
it's your webinar.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to screw your mojo. But I've been studying your training and stuff, right? So here's a question I had that maybe some other people might have. Let's just say, because this is really, I don't know, this is maybe a key question here. Let's say we're using your money, right? You're getting half profit. And I dig that whole model, and I know why you do it. And man, I'm telling you, I run so many Facebook ads. I wish I had other people. I'd give them half the money to handle it, right?
Yeah.
So, what happens if you're doing really well and say, heck, you know what? Hey, Dad, I'm doing really well. I want to use my own allowance now. What happens then? Or can that happen?
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. We encourage people to end up going out on their own and doing their own thing. A couple of issues that we have that people will have with doing that is we get payouts that are higher from the networks because we do so much volume. So that's part of it. And then a lot of these offers, when they're really good, John, they get capped. So you can only sell 2,000 a day, 1,000 a day. Well, when the advertiser comes to us because they know we can fill the cap, they won't even let anyone else run the offer. So what we do is we show everybody how to do everything. So if you want to go out and you want to run that traffic, then you can do it. By all means, go out and run it with your own money, anything that you want. So we show you how to test. Like tomorrow, Kyle and I are doing a 3-hour training, taking everybody through exactly what we've been doing the last 2 weeks with testing new offers to see what works and what doesn't, so that they can go out and do stuff on their own. But a lot of times with the offers we run, that's one of the hindrances to doing the stuff on your own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I got that. What about in another scenario where we want to continue to pay you? We want to fund our own Facebook account. Do people do that or no?
Typically, there's a way to continue with us, and then it's like a monthly fee, and then people just keep on doing it. But what a lot of people do is this: they'll run our offer on a rev share, and then they'll start Facebook accounts with our guidance, and we'll help them test different offers and things like that, and then they'll start running with their own money. So they actually do both because they get the best of both worlds.
Awesome. That's a great answer. Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thanks, John. Reed has a question. Using past statistics. If you accept 50 people, how many will be making 15K per month? Or some people failing? Well, first of all, Reed, we're not accepting 50. We're getting pretty close to our cap, which is going to be 100 for now. And so there won't be 50 people from this webinar in there. But here's how it works. We give everybody the same exact ad, the same exact targeting, the same exact copy, because we know that our ads are able to scale to 100K a day in ad spend. So we go after large targets. So there's not a lot of room for, in fact, there's no room for variables, right? Because we eliminate all the variables. So everybody's numbers over the course of the month should even out, as long as they're, driving some amount of traffic where we get. So it's not like they just run one day and stop. If they're running over the course of the month, everybody's numbers should be fairly in line as far as profit. Where you will see a difference in what people make is some people like Pete have Facebook accounts now that, he can spend $1,500 or $5,000 a day in. Other people, when they're just starting, only start at $50 a day or $250 a day. So the amount they can spend and therefore profit varies greatly between different people. So keep that in mind, Reed. But no, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, John.
No, I was going to add to that if I could when you're all done.
Fire away, man.
Well, no one loses because it's our money. So you don't lose for very long. What ends up happening, we get a report every morning of what we made because, again, we know our numbers. We're numbers guys. And so we know our accountant sends us a report, and we know if any account lost money for whatever reason. And then Pete is one of our coaches. He is like the coach. And Pete basically gets on the phone and helps to dial that account in. So to make sure that everybody is, that all the bases are covered. Now, if what happens is an offer issue, and this is one of the thorns, right? Every rose has its thorns. So this is one of the thorns. So we were running a skin offer. It was doing about 150 to 200% ROI across the board for a little while. And then one day it just fell off the map. And sometimes these offers will do that, where you'll just hit a wall because they end up hitting that saturation point or whatever it is. So the offer fell off a map. Kyle and I think the total loss for the day was like $5,000 overall, which is fine because we make a lot more than that on many days. So we don't mind, but we just pause all the ads. And then we go back in the lab, which is what we're training about tomorrow. We go back in the lab, particularly Kyle, and he starts coming up with new offers and things like that. And then when those things are tested and ready to roll, we roll them out to the group. So if you lose, you don't lose for very long. And the good news is you lose with our money.
Yes. Well said, Juan. That's why I got John here.
Yeah. Hey, man. That's right.
What else we got? So if you guys got any other questions, make sure to fire them out before we hop off this thing. Make sure to go fill out the form. The link should be in the chat box. Let me post it again in case you guys don't have it or can't see it for whatever reason. Let's see here. Maybe I can figure out how to post it in there. There we go. So there's the strategy form. Okay, cool. Thanks, Reed. Thanks, guys, for all your compliments. We have.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Thanks for having us, John.
Yeah. Going once, going twice. No more questions. John, you got any parting words? John Tarr or John C., I guess, for that matter.
I do not. I just appreciate John Cornetta having us on here, and always fun to work with him, and looking forward to talking to some of the people on here tonight.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming out. We know you guys got lots of stuff going on in your life, so it's cool to come out. We hope you got something out of it. We showed you some tricks and a little bit of understanding in the paid traffic world that a lot of people just forget to talk about or don't understand. So hopefully you guys got something out of it. Thanks, and have fun talking to Anthony.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
thanks, guys.
John,
Thanks.
give me a call one day.
Yeah, I'll do it, man. Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks,
Take care, guys.
All right, see y'all. Bye.